the Services Delegated Committee. Before we commence the meeting, I request that all mobile phones are turned off or switched to silent. Thank you. My name is Councillor Nick Stavrou, and I chair this committee. I'll start by introducing my fellow councillors. Seated to my left at the horseshoe table in the council chamber are Councillor Jim Park, Councillor Lisa Hollingsworth, our Mayor, Councillor Wes Gold, Councillor Di Gillies, and on the opposite side we have Councillor Cynthia Watson, Councillor Gary Thompson, Councillor Jane Adders, Councillor Susan Bigger, and Councillor Victor Franco. I also acknowledge our CEO, Mr. Philip Storer, to my right, and our Manager of Governance and Legal, Mr. Brian Wee, to my left. There are other officers in attendance tonight, and they will be introduced as they present their reports. Councillors, there have been no speakers. I will move to apologies. Mr. Wee, are there any apologies?
Through you, Chair, Councillor Sinfield is an apology this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Wee. Councillors, can I please have a motion to adopt and confirm the minutes of the Services Delegated Committee meeting held on the 12th of February 2024? Councillor Gillies.
So moved, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Gillies. Councillor Thompson.
Happy to second that.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. Is anyone opposed? There be no opposition. I put the motion to the vote. Those in favour? Motion's carried. Thank you, councillors. Declaration of conflicts. Councillors and council officers, are there any conflicts of interest that you wish to foreshadow for the matters on the agenda tonight? Councillor Gillies.
Beg your pardon.
Oh, thank you, Councillor Gillies. There be no conflicts. We'll move to the substantive part of the evening. We only have one paper this evening. Item 3.1, proposed removal of reserve status and sale of drainage reserve adjoining 15 and 19 Gardner Road, Hawthorn. This report was presented by Mr. Michael Hutchinson. Mr. Hutchinson, please. Thank you, Mr. Hutchinson. When you're ready.
Thank you, through you, Chair. Councillors, before you is a report to consider finalising the statutory procedures to remove the reserve status and sell the 0.91 metre wide drainage reserve adjoining 19 Gardner Road in Hawthorn. The report details the background to the proposal. In brief, following the matter being presented to the Services Delegated Committee on 24 February this year, further inquiries were made to investigate the feasibility of including 15 Gardner Road in the proposed sale process. During these investigations, it was found that a hiatus exists which separates 15 Gardner Road from the reserve. The boundary fence between 15 and 19 Gardner Road is more or less in the middle of the hiatus. This is shown in attachment 3.1.4 of your papers. As such, the presence of the hiatus removes the option of council dividing the reserve land equally between the two abutting properties or progressing a sale as one parcel to the owner of 15 Gardner Road, as 15 Gardner Road does not abut the reserve. The reserve in question is in the name of council. There are no council or other service authority assets located within it. It has been enclosed within 19 Gardner Road, Hawthorn for an excess of 15 years, and it is considered by officers to be no longer required for the purpose for which it was reserved and therefore of little value to council. In summary, officers consider it appropriate to finalise procedures for the removal of the reserve status and sale of the reserve to the adjoining property owner at 19 Gardner Road, Hawthorn, in accordance with council's policy. Councillors, please note that the proposed recommendation in the papers is to be updated to make references to the Services Delegated Committee, and this will be displayed on the screen before you. I'm happy to take questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hutchinson. There'll be no speakers this evening. Councillors, are there any questions for Mr. Hutchinson? Councillor Bigger, please. Thank you.
Not a question, but as soon as the adjustment is made, if there's one going to be made to the recommendation, I'll be ready with the recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Bigger.
It's made. The adjustment's made. It's highlighted.
So I believe the adjustment is highlighted. So if you're comfortable with that, Councillor Bigger, I'm happy to.
Yes, sorry, except I don't understand. And so is it that, what has changed then in that recommendation? Is it that you've added the services delegated committee? Okay, and it didn't say that previously. Thank you. Yep. Based on that, I'm very happy to, to move the officer's recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Vigar. Do I have a seconder?
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Gillies?
Thank you, Chair. Happy to second.
Thank you, Councillor Gillies. Just to assist the mover and the seconder, councillors, is there any opposition? There'll be no opposition to the motion. Councillor Vigar?
Yes, thank you. I don't have a lot to say apart from first thanking the officers for their work on this and particularly for their forbearance in allowing us to go back and just make sure that we really had looked carefully at number 15 and that based on their submission. So thank you for doing that. I do appreciate that, and I feel confident that this is the right decision at this point, and encourage my fellow councillors to support the recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Vigar. The motion is not opposed unless you have a strong desire, Councillor Gillies. Thank you. Councillor Vigar, back to you. No, nothing really. Thank you for that. Councillors, I put the motion to the vote. Those in favour? Motion is carried unanimously. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, Mr. Hutchinson. I thank the officers for the work on the report. We've appear to have concluded the substantive part of the agenda tonight. General business. Are there any general business? There's nothing in general business. No. Urgent business. Nothing in urgent business. Councillors, thank you. It appears that we've come to a close, a very quick meeting. But before I close the meeting, I'd like to thank, apologies. Sorry. Before I close the meeting, I'd want to thank all who have joined us this evening. I declare the Services Delegated Committee meeting closed.